of the program are now supposedly planning to hold that event using a live stream over Facebook. That's just a recent development. Well, for more, let's speak to Masha Merkulova. She's the founder and executive director of Club Z, a pro-Israel organization for students, joining us from Silicon Valley in California. She's been active in this particular issue. Masha, thanks for joining us. Just talk about what happened yesterday, the latest developments via Zoom, and now the involvement of Facebook.
Hi, thank you very much for having me. Truly appreciate the opportunity to spread the word. What happened yesterday is the Jews came out not just on social media or petitions or letters, which you mentioned to your viewers. You know, it's great, but it's not enough. We have to physically show up. We have to use our feet, and we have to hold people, corporations, entities accountable. So what we did is a Lawfare Project, which was the birthplace of End Jew Hatred movement, have sent a letter to Zoom Corporation a week ago, pointing out that they're giving platform to a terrorist who she hijacked 2 airplanes. She had 6 plastic surgeries on her face between the 2 hijackings to conceal how she looks, so that Elal would allow her to board the airplane. We pointed all these things out. There were very much two intense days of conversations with Zoom corporate. And finally, they came on the right side of history. They made a statement that made it very clear that Zoom may not be used for terrorism and to spread terrorism. I also have amazing news to announce. Your breaking news right now. Facebook followed suit. Facebook has deplatformed this talk. We're just getting the word on it. So now they're scrambling, and that is good.
All right, I want to stress that in breaking news, you're saying Facebook has now agreed to deplatform this address by Leila Khaled, what she was supposed to give via its platform at San Francisco State State University. Let's talk about the university, because even prior to Zoom and Facebook, I knew you were in discussions with San Francisco State University. How do you explain their unwillingness or their willingness to give a platform to this woman who has committed terrorist acts and, as I said, has never expressed repentance or regret over them?
Listen, San Francisco State University has been complicit in Jew hatred for years. 10 years? No. 20 years? No. 30 years at least. They've had problems. We might hear things about UC Berkeley or Columbia, but San Francisco State and that particular department, the AMED, the Arab Muslim department that you mentioned.
Yeah, ethnicities, yeah.
Yes, they are the birthplace of what is called ethnic studies model curriculum. What ethnic studies model curriculum does is it pins minorities against each other. It promotes BDS, boycott, divestment, sanctions movement against Israel. It calls it a freedom movement. SFSU is the birthplace of that issue, of that problems. And President Mahoney, you know, I don't know what she's thinking. She's a bright lady. But to call this a freedom of speech? No. Terrorists do not get freedom of speech. And their commitment to this kind of, I'm sorry, stupidity is astounding. And we're going to call them on at every chance we get.
All right. I want to reiterate, as you say, breaking news here, that Facebook has agreed to deplatform this address that was to be given, or a discussion that was to be given by Leila Khaled, at San Francisco State University. Masha Merkulova, the founder and executive director of Club Z there in Northern California. Thank you for joining us on